So, what's up, y'all? I got first...
I was going to say my name?
I will hope so.
Zenobia Monestine, that's me.
And I got...
Shadon.
I thought we booked Will Smith for this. Shadon, okay, I'm sorry. And we got...
Whitney Monestine.
So, initially when I said let's come together, I never like to tell guests what our topics are going to be because I want genuine, organic responses. I don't want you guys to be so uptight and kind of get your answers pre-planned. That's kind of fake. It's kind of phony.
All right.
So I know most of the time we speak about like marriages and how our relationships are and where we came from and different things of that nature. But I want to switch it up just a little bit. I just want to talk about the genesis of your beginning, walk with Christ. Because for me and Shadon, we grew up in church. Mm-hmm. So we were basically saved when we were in our mother's womb. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But you guys coming into and that culture shock that you guys experienced coming from, you're from the Bronx, right?
Yeah.
No disrespect. From Brooklyn. Unfortunate. I'm so sorry to hear that. But on a serious note, I know it had to be different because it's something that you guys haven't experienced. Like I said before, me and Shadon, my brothers, and let's shout out our producer, Terrence Monestine. Go follow him on Instagram and Facebook. But I know it was kind of different for you guys, right? So what was it like for you when you initially... Let's start with Whitney and let's head over to Zenobia. What was it like for you when you came over to the church?
I would say I had a little introductory already. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't saved. So I wouldn't really call it a culture shock. I would more say it was different. One of the biggest things that I struggled with was always having to wear a skirt.
Wait a minute. So the speaking in the tongues and the rolling over the floor, that wasn't something that was a shock to you?
It wasn't a shock because I was introduced to that. So what had really caught me the most coming into it, I thought, no, that can't be real. But then going to church, one of my friends, and knowing her that this is not something that she wouldn't fake. Mm-hmm. And the prophet called her forth, and he laid his hand on her forehead. She dropped, and from that point on, I said, "Whoa, this is real." So, I know she would not fake this. Right. So from that point on, I was drawn in to know, that it was real. But of course, I still wasn't.
Was that similar for you? I mean, we're gonna get to you, but was the whole fake real thing kind of similar for your experience?
Not really, because I don't think it's fake. But I came from a Baptist church, so it's just like go to church, we leave.
That's a surprise. I knew nothing about you coming from a Baptist background.
Yeah.
Me neither.
What's the name of the Baptist church you used to attend to?
I have no clue, but I was there. It was a Baptist church. Every Easter, that's it. It's Easter. I went there. Went to Coney Island after.
Right.
So you didn't actually attend the Baptist church. You just went twice a year.
I just went, exactly. Night service and you leave. It wasn't.
I respect it.
My mom packed my bag with candy, make sure I was
good. Got you. I respect it.
Yeah.
Right.
But culture shock, no, because I'm not blinded to the fact that there is different denominations, there is different ways of worshiping and praising God, and I have to say the big difference will be just actually going to a church and feeling the genuineness, if that's even a word.
Right.
But
so we'll make it up. We'll put it in the Urban Dictionary.
Somewhere. Just feeling how genuine actually a church could be. Where the Spirit of God is at the church that I actually attended, because my now husband, but then dated, invited me. Mm-hmm. So I felt that even when I invited my friends, no, this church, you feel the genuine of the people here. You feel that they're not trying to make you believe in God. Mm-hmm. They're not trying to make you, say you have to go to church. Right. No, because when I walked inside the sanctuary, I was just like, I'm coming back. I don't care if I'm not even there. I'm coming back.
Right, that's kind of leads to my next question, and that's for you too, Whitney. Was it was it added pressure to be a certain way because you were dating someone in the church? Did you feel like you had to, I got to do this because I'm with this person? Was that like added pressure for you?
No, if anything, it was the opposite.
Wait, it was the opposite?
I'm not gonna do this for an individual. I'm going to do this for me. Okay. I want to get that feeling. I don't. Again, going back to performing, this is not something that you could perform or fake. It's either real or it's not.
Right.
So, in dating you and finding, I still had to find my individuality in Christ. So it wasn't about because someone said, "Oh no, you can't do this." It was like, "Oh, whoa, wait a minute." Mm-hmm. No, that's not what I feel. That's not what I heard. That's not how I feel about things. So, definitely a lot of things in this walk with Christ. I had to go back to the book. I'm not one to go off of hearsay. I need facts. I need to know why, not just because you or someone said so. No, I need to know why it's real.
Gotcha.
You know, I knew from the beginning. Not being saved, I still know one thing you don't play with is God.
Don't play with God.
That's right.
So
it
had to be real. If I was in it, I'm in it. So,
yeah. So Z,
like pressure. What do you mean, like the pressure of?
Right, because now you're coming into a situation where you know that the person that you're dating is a part of this ministry. He's a part of this church,
right?
And you are basically a reflection of who he is in the ministry. So did you feel like it was added pressure that you're now coming into this situation that he's already established here and kind of eyes are on you for the not literally, but as far as, you know, this is someone that he will potentially look to marry in the future. Was it like pressure now, like, okay, let me expedite the process of my relationship with God? Right. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think so. I think I don't think I had pressure about it because I say like if I wasn't really the woman for him, we wouldn't even have been here. And plus two, if you have pressure and you're forcing something, down the line, the cracks are going to show.
Right.
It's going to be like, okay, she really didn't want this, or she really didn't want to get saved, or she didn't really want to have this 180 change of her perspective in life, or things like that. And you're going to see the cracks.
Right.
And because of that, and I know me personally, like I feel like I always want to uplift the person I'm with and add on to them. And if I felt like I wasn't going to be an add-on for him, if I felt like I was going to be a detrimental to his life, right. I'm a head on. I'm gonna go because I'm an honest person. Like I even wrote him a whole entire letter, an email. I think.
Wait, so you wrote an email?
I wrote him an email.
At the beginning of the relationship?
No, not the beginning, but it was like when I knew it was like getting serious.
Yeah. So a text message wouldn't do?
No, it wouldn't do because honestly, I come from a family, like especially with my mom. She believed in like freedom of speech, not disrespectful, but she really
being open.
She valued her kids and their emotions.
Okay,
and she will write letters to me, and I will write the letters back.
Right,
like I still have these letters.
Right, even though y'all like in the same room,
same house. Like mom, you're making me mad. I said I wanted strawberry cake. Like relax. Like
that's a new way for y'all out there to try to communicate with your kids. Just write a letter to them. That's all. Just write a letter.
100%. It really worked. Because she gave me a voice. So I
Makes
didn't.
sense.
So with that being said, as me potentially having this commitment with this man, or knowing the dynamic of his faith, the dynamic of what's his responsibility, what's going to be held. All right, let me write you this email to tell you there's certain areas in my life where I might need some help. There's certain areas in my life where are you going to be able to have some type of compromise with me, not in where you're wavering your faith, but just like the compromise. Right. And I just thought it was really important.
So, Shadon, I mean, I know it must have been, I wouldn't say difficult, but it had to be a little tedious because you were further along in your walk with God, right? And here you have an individual that's still coming into the faith and learning, and she's going through her process, and you've already passed that stage of the process. So how was it frustrating, like dating someone who is like pretty much new to the faith, like a newborn babe?
Say no.
And you know, what was the frustration? I know, because for me personally, I gotta be honest, sometimes I was...
Watch it.
Fed? You was fed?
Sometimes it was a little frustrating because it's like, why aren't you getting this? Do you understand? Like, I don't have time to wait for you to get to where you need to be. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that was wrong on my part because I was expediting someone's relationship with God when no one did that to me. Right. No one expedited my process that I had with God. But at this point in time, we're simultaneously building two relationships. Mm-hmm. We're building a relationship with one another, and then we're trying to build a relationship with God. So for 100%. You, was it frustrating? And if you have any examples of the frustration, do share.
Examples?
Yeah, because at the beginning, while we were sitting down, he said, okay, this is what's off limits. My marriage is off limits. My job is off limits. Right. My personal life is off limits. So let's unpack some of that. I'm the hip hop Brian Gumble. Let's unpack some of that frustration and I guess worry and anxiety, for lack of a better term, that you had in the relationship.
I wouldn't call it frustration. I would say portions of frustration, but it goes along with the experience.
Okay.
Because of course, like you initially said, we grew up in the church, and 9 times out of the 10, those that who we dated or who we were courting, they weren't already in the church. They were already. Right. They were either outside of the church, outside of the ministry, and we would, bring them in. Trying to bring them in. Trying
to make it work. Trying to make it work.
Reel them in.
Trying to bring them in. So it wasn't. Respectfully, it wasn't my first time.
Right. You wasn't new to this. You was true to this. So it was like your fifth, sixth, or seventh time. So it was like more like your 7th, 10th time. Yeah.
Anyway,
who's counting?
But yeah, it wasn't. I wouldn't. At times, it was frustrating, but at the same time, when you see a value in somebody, you definitely can iron out the kinks. Like, you can work, because it's gonna be a process,
right?
For sure. That you're gonna have to sacrifice certain things and kind of allow this person to know, okay, this is what I'm trying to do. We're trying to build something together, and when you want to build something together, you want to have the most solid foundation as possible. Right. And when you know those things, and there's gonna be work to try to accomplish those things, especially in getting into a relationship. And at that time when I was dating Z, I already knew that I wasn't just looking for a girlfriend.
Right.
I wasn't just looking for someone, to have a good time with, have fun with. I was trying to build something. I was trying to.
What kind of fun you're referring to? No, I'm sorry.
Like theme parks, roller
coasters. That's what call it now.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
I was trying to build something serious, something that was gonna last. Yeah. Because you can, whether or not when you're dealing with somebody, deep down inside,
this ain't going nowhere. Yeah.
That person might not be there tomorrow. That you might not be texting this person or calling that person tomorrow. In the back of your head, there's already red flags and certain yellow flags, that already give the indication that something is not right, something's not going to work.
That's true.
That you're going
for sure. And that's essential because, like you said, I mean, we're all adults, so we all had our own relationships in the past, whether it was good relationships or bad relationships, regardless of what it was. We all had our experiences, and I think when we came to Christ and when we met one another, we were trying to negate our past experiences and still trying to work on something with each other, but we still had those past experiences. Now, for the ladies, I just want to shift gears real quickly because there's a lot of women in the church that are single. Like, there is a lot. And, whether it's because a lot of the men are behind bars or a lot of the men are dogs, whatever they want to say. A lot of men like other men, who knows, whatever, right? But there is a lot of women that are single in the church. And then what happens is that there are men that are in the church, right? That are single. But it just seems like that the men in the church are not wanted by the women in the church because they have this long laundry list of what a man's supposed to have. He's supposed to have a good job. He's supposed to have a Harvard degree. He's supposed to have a great car, great career. He's supposed to be a thug. He's supposed to be tough. He's supposed to be a safe thug. Supposed to be Fabio. He's supposed to be all of these things. It is unrealistic. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's unrealistic. And there's so many great guys that are out there that are not receiving an opportunity just to say, hello, I'm here. I can be what you need me to be if you allow me to court you. So the question is, for the women that are in the church, and in both perspectives, from an unsafe perspective and a safe perspective, from a safe perspective, why do church women, for some reason, love bad boys? Like, they love bad, I guess, tough guys. What's up with that? Z?
Shoot. Me?
Z? But overall, why does it seem like women love bad boys? Like, I hate to say bad boys, but, lack of a better term.
Bad boys. I mean, I don't know. The bad boys get the good rep. Like, that's what it is. Like, it's a street thing. Mm-hmm. They want to hang out with them. I mean, it doesn't last long, unfortunately. Right. Like, it's just a good time, I guess. I don't really know. I do feel like women do have a high standards on men, like what they want and like, the laundry list. But then I think again too, like, sometimes men in the church are not really realistic with the women they want to marry.
Okay. And example?
For example, I don't think women settle. I think women are more realistic of the flaws and all that's going to come with a relationship.
Okay.
I think with men is like, they're willing, a lot of time men, they have like this fantasy. Mm-hmm. And then with the fantasy, if something doesn't happen, it's like, I'm going to try with a different girl. Mm-hmm. It's not working. Because they have like this fantasy picture of what a woman's supposed to do.
Where does that come from? Where does that come from? Like that fantasy and
movies, media, like it's unrealistic. Okay. It's like, bro, you want me to, you want this woman to be fine, catechist, get the body bag, you gotta have a job. If you don't have a job, the house better be clean. It's like, whoa, wait, hold on. Right. Like,
hey, Claire could do it. Claire Huxtable could do it. Why not y'all? But wait, what's up? Why do the good girls seem to like the bad boys? What's going on with that?
I'm not sure.
Because at one point in time, you thought I was listening to hip hop music when I was on my way home driving the car. And she got so excited with her friend and was like, he listening to hip hop. Like, what?
Checkmate. Got a thug.
Like, that came from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. But why? Why is that the reason?
Because I wasn't saved, and like Z said, that might be my idea of a good time. That was something that was relatable. That was the kind of music that I listened to. Dating the church boy it's your expectations. Again, it comes to expectations are different. Okay, so how are we going to make this work? I like him, he likes me. How are we going to make this work if he doesn't like this? He doesn't listen to R&B. He doesn't listen to, and this is all the kinds of music and things that I grew up with that was cool to me before being saved. Mm-hmm. So that's why I was like, oh wow, he's listening to rap? Yeah, let's go. This is a go.
That was crazy.
But it ended up being like, who probably like Lecrae or something like that. Like, yeah. So, but I'm really not sure. I mean, I didn't really go for the bad boys because listen, I'm not going down for nothing that you have did. Police, it was him. So that was not my thing. But I think it's when you're younger and the things or the qualities that you look in a man, it changed. Would I say like now more matured? Would I look for that bad guy who? Absolutely not. Mm-hmm. No, thank you. Mm-hmm. So I think it comes with maturity. It comes with age and also expectation. Right. What do you expect? What do you expect a 20 or 21-year-old to want? Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Someone have a good time. You just made 21.
True.
Right.
But once you beyond that and you become of a certain age of maturity and you have certain kinds of experiences, things change.
That's true. But Shadon, as far as like the young men that are out there, that are not married but they're looking, what type of advice would you give them as they're waiting, or even if they're courting someone? Because we have a lot of young men out there that's courting a young lady, and they're looking to eventually perhaps to be married. So what advice would you give them as they're going through their process of courting that young lady, what should they be doing right now?
That's a good question.
Not the.
That's a good question. What they should be.
What
doing
should they be doing right now? Right now.
Right now, get yourself together. Firstly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Have your relationship with God in order. Have your money in order. Have your career in order. Whether you're an entrepreneur or whatever you are pushing or are trying to attain to get.
For sure.
Get that in order first.
For sure.
Because you don't want to get involved with somebody that you are still trying to figure things out.
Precisely.
And it creates frustration when you end up getting married or becoming serious, and both of you are still trying to figure out your own careers, trying to figure out your own lives.
Right.
It can create frustration, and it can create a challenging situation. So I would advise you to get your things in order. When a woman sees that you have yourself in order and you have things lined up and you know where you want to go, you know where you have to be, that is attractive to them. All right?
Okay.
Yes.
When you have your things in order, those things attract them, and once you have that in order, then you can worry about
everything else.
Everything else is gonna fall into place.
So switching gears again. We're gonna switch gears and let's get a little more deeper into this thing. All right.
Okay.
So we're all young married couples, right? We're all young. We're all married. We have children. So as a young woman, a young wife, what advice do you give another woman that is having some trouble? Let's get it's gonna get a little sticky here. That's having trouble ensuring that her husband is still, let's say, interested.
Okay.
Like the spark is beginning to dwindle just a little bit.
You're speaking to older women?
We're talking about women completely. We're talking about a woman that her husband, when she walked through the door, he like, get away from me. Don't touch me. You know what I'm saying?
You got a lot of nerve.
I'm not saying it's me, but I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? What advice as a wife? Because sometimes we get this thing twisted. Even though we saved, we sanctified, we Holy Ghost filled, fire baptized, we love the Lord, we love God's people, we evangelize, we tell people about, but we still have to come home and live a life when we come home. So, in our marriage lives, as a wife, what are some of the things you need to do to ensure that that man still says, There
go my wife.
There she goes. There she goes. What are some of the things that you're supposed to be doing? Because there's some women that are in the church that they and this is no shade at all, that they come in with, they got their long robes and their church hats. Then they come home and they got their long gowns and their bonnets on.
Hey.
What's going on? Like Marvin Gaye, what's going on?
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what advice would you give that wife of how to keep that spark in the marriage, keep that man interested, that he's not looking at his work wife or somebody else? You know what I'm saying? Okay, go, Whitney Pro.
I would definitely say prayer. You gotta definitely pray. Yes.
I'm talking about making sure
You have to pray.
I'm just praying with you.
You have to pray. That's the number one thing. I feel that you do have to pray. The enemy
but what type of prayer? Because you're saying prayer, but what should you be praying?
Pray for your husband.
Okay.
Pray that God keeps his mind, keeps his head on straight. Pray his strength. You need to pray. The enemy is really busy, and the women out there, they really busy too. Jake just as busy as the enemy. The enemy, he uses people, So I would definitely say, definitely pray for your husband. Pray together. And another thing, don't forget about yourself. Keep yourself tidy. Make sure you keep yourself looking good, and
Details,
take care of yourself.
Details.
Treat yourself.
Unpack
get your nails done. Don't feel bad to treat yourself. Get your toes done. Pick out a new outfit now and again. Your facials, whatever makes you happy, because I feel like that is a part of it as well. What kind of spirit are you giving off to your husband when you have a rough day at work and you come home? You don't want to be bothered. You don't want to be touched. You just want to be left alone. Then what are you giving off to your husband? So that's another portion of it. So yeah, pray. Keep yourself looking good, and that attitude. You don't always gotta have an attitude. You know, so
that's nice.
You can be a little spicy, but
that's nice.
Spicy.
That's your husband.
Definitely. Like the same advice. The same advice like I was given was definitely piggyback off of Whitney. Is just like, don't lose yourself. And when I say don't even lose yourself, I'm not even talking about the physical. Like that's everyone's gonna think of that. Like don't lose yourself. Make sure you get your nails and your hair done. Make sure you look appropriate. Like put on that. Why you saving that outfit? Wear that outfit. Like you don't gotta save it. But when I say don't lose yourself, like I believe men want motivated women.
That's right.
So men want women who also has a goal, also gonna bring something to the table, also has somebody that's gonna be like, babe, we gotta do X, Y, and Z, or what we doing this year? What we doing? Like they want that, either feed off of that. So and also. When I say like don't lose yourself, remember what the goals you had before you got married.
That's right.
Because those goals before you got married, you still can accomplish them.
That's right.
And your husband's gonna love you because you accomplishing them goals. Because now he's like, all right, I'm gonna help you with that.
Ambition.
Yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do that together. That is really one thing that stuck to me. Like multiple women told me, like, listen, I lost myself, but I don't want you to lose yourself. Right. I went through the experience where I'm blaming others for why I'm feeling frumpy. Right. But it really starts with you. No one can pour from an empty cup.
Wow.
Nobody. If I can't help myself, I'm helping my husband. I'm helping my child. I'm helping my sister. I can't because I can't pour from an empty cup. Even when I first had my son, I was like a mess. Like I still have the box braids in. It was like lint coming out. I didn't have my nails done. And my god sister came over. She was like, she just came. I didn't even know this. She was pregnant at the time. I didn't even know. She took a cab all the way from like the Lower East Side to Long Island. She came. She got the baby. She said, I'm going to need you to go get your nails done and go to Dollar Tree. Do something that makes you happy. It was something so simple as going to get my nails done and going to Dollar Tree. That literally lifted up my spirit. And if my spirit is lifted, then of course I'm gonna want to feel fine and cute for my man. Yes, I'm good. He gonna see that I'm good too, and then he's gonna be happy as well. So that's definitely like a little insight, a little nugget that someone gave me that I live by.
That's good.
Great. That's fantastic. Now, Shadon, I mean, there's men out there who are married and they're in the church and they're working the ministry. They're doing the best that they know how. How do they ensure that they keep that spark in their marriage with their wives? Because sometimes we have a lot of wives that are in the church that are unhappy, unfulfilled, and they just, their eyes are beginning to wander. One thing about social media, what happens is that when you put photos on social media, it gives the individual an opportunity to define what that relationship is like. And then what they do is they compare it to their own relationship. So if I'm consistently posting pictures of my wife and she looks happy and she looks good, they're like, well, why can I be happy? Why can I look good? Why? And then they start looking at their husband like they're doing something wrong, and they overlook all the wonderful things that their husband is doing over a photo. But as far as the men that are kind of struggling with ensuring that their marriage still has that fire and desire, what are some of the key points that a husband should be zeroing in on to ensure that fire is still going? You know what I'm saying?
Shoot.
My wife likes to let's put it this way, she enjoys sharing information, sharing her thoughts, sharing things she likes, dislikes, stuff like that. In other words, she likes to talk.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. Not in a bad way, but
right. But
she likes words.
Right. She likes words.
So she likes using them.
What did I tell you when first on the table?
So
use your words.
So as much as your wife may talk. Mm-hmm. It is key to listen.
Right. Mm-hmm.
She may say a lot of words, but there are certain words, certain key things that you have to listen out for.
Right.
And I think that's one of the things that I feel like I've always been a good listener. Mm-hmm. And you have to use that in your marriage. You have to listen to what your wife is trying to convey to you. Sometimes you may not want to hear it. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, matter of fact, maybe sometimes you may not never want to hear it. However,
he said never want to hear it.
May not never. However, but you have to listen.
Right.
Like,
correct.
Perfect example. Perfect example. It's funny.
Is it really funny?
No, it's not really that funny. Last week, maybe a week, two weeks ago, something like that. I forgot what we were doing. I think we were cleaning the house or something like that because we're always running around. Mm-hmm. And just so happened my wife was cleaning, and I think I was sitting down on the couch and I was watching TV. I was doing something, and she like walked past. She's like, you know I like flowers, right? And kept on walking. I'm like, what are you talking about? Man, Randy. I'm like, what?
In other
words.
Right.
I'm like,
drop the hand.
In other words.
I'm like, all right, cool.
Drop the hand on.
I'm like, all right, cool, noted. So maybe I say like 2 days, 3 days went by. I stopped by Forest Hills florist. Mm-hmm. Stopped by over there. Bought some nice roses. Nice roses.
That's cute.
From Forest Hills florist. Picked them up. I think I got some. I stopped by Chip City in Astoria. Got one of them nice chocolate chip cookies.
Okay.
One of those.
Okay.
Put it in the backseat of my car.
Okay.
I think after church, driving home, I texted. No, you called me. I think you called me.
Yeah.
You called me. It's like, oh yeah, I got Chad, and I'm staying at my mom's house tonight.
I didn't know you had
But it was fine. It was late. So
you was under the impression those were the GTD kind of nights. But it went a different way. Let's just say you probably went to bed very frustrated.
It was in New York love story. He's like, I guess you don't want these flowers. I was like, I love you.
The moral of the story is,
I get it tomorrow.
The moral of the story is the flowers are in a nice vase.
Right.
They are sitting in our dining room table. Okay. And they're looking beautiful.
Okay.
And the point is that I took the time out and I listened. She loved the flowers. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She loved the flowers, and it's just those small things.
Right.
You just have to listen to the small things that your wife may say. Also, try to keep, like I said, that's one of the ways of trying to keep the spark in your marriage. Mm-hmm. Surprises. Things that she liked. If you've been married for a certain amount of time, you know what your wife and what she likes and what she does not.
That's true.
You know already.
Sure. Without a doubt.
Just like your wife, she should know what you like and what you dislike. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just those things you just have to pay attention to and just look out for.
That's true.
Listening is very, very important.
Got you. I mean, fantastic conversation, and you guys were excellent, and we got so much more things that.
Wait a minute, you didn't answer that question.
What question?
You didn't answer any of the questions you asked us.
Yeah, but I'm the host with the most.
All right, but
I'll answer the question just for that sole purpose. I mean, I know what Shadon said. When you're married for an extended period of time, you know what your spouse needs and what they likes and what helps them, be in the mood or get turned on, however you want to put it. I know my wife, she likes when I clean up. She likes when I take care of the kid. Wait, listen, that's a rock baby drama.
I said, that's a drama.
That's
what I meant. That's what I meant.
No,
hold on. You did a what?
Saints of God, let's bring it in. Oh man, but like she said, it's again, she likes when I clean up, do stuff around the house, take out the trash, when I start fixing things, taking the kids, to give her a break. Simple things like that. Rub her back, her neck. She likes when, I buy her shrimp and things of that nature. Food, Sometimes you do a couple of things for some food. Another story for another day. But it's cool though. But again, those are some of the things that I know she likes, and you just try to do it, when you can, and but for the most part, just acts of kindness. Always showing them that you love them, touch them every now and again. Little pat on the backside every now and again, little squeeze here and there. But it's just, but that's just the nature of the beast. But again, thank you guys so much for coming out and hanging with me and having this dope dialogue. And again, hope we could just do it really quickly again. So thank you again, Z, Shadon, Whit. Thanks. Shout out to our producer Terrence Monestine again. We'll see y'all next time, man. Thank y'all.